Alright, bitches, we're on to episode 43 of Dragon Ball Super, and we got a filler episode here, but hey, that's alright. Maybe we'll get into some good shit sometime soon. This episode is called Goku's Ki, or, alternatively, you could just say energy, is out of control. Lots of trouble taking care of Pan, so, this is for sure a filler episode, no doubts there. So, the episode starts off with like Goku and the family, they're eating, and Goku, is not pigging out like normal. You watch Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Goku, since his first appearance has always been like going just ham, just eating like nuts. And Chi-Chi's very nervous. And Goku explains that earlier, Goku was shopping and like he couldn't he like was flying around and he couldn't properly control his energy, so he was like falling and like crashing into shit, and so he's kind of worried about what's going on with not being able to control his energy properly. And Chi-Chi says that, since he's got an unusual body, going to see usual doctors wouldn't do that much, so she suggests that he goes to see King Kai and see if King Kai can give him any info on why Goku suddenly can't control his energy. So Goku goes ahead and uses his instant transmission to head over there to see King Kai, and this leads to a number of comical scenes where he instant transmissions to different random people. First, he instant transmissions into a bedroom, and then Bulma walks in the room having just got out of the shower in a towel, and it leads to a comical scene with, her and Vegeta, and then Goku's like, "What? I didn't come here just to see your sagging breast," referencing what happened before with Zuno. And then, and then Goku does it again, and he ends up with Krillin. But then Goku does it again, and he ends up near Ariel, however you want to say that. It's difficult, exactly. However, I don't Ariel. It's the character from the show. Oh fuck, what was it called? Dr. Slump. That is another one of Akira Toriyama's works. There was a crossover with it early in Dragon Ball, actually. This is Goku's first time seeing Ariel since the Red Ribbon Saga way back in Dragon Ball. But Goku then just quickly, teleports away, still looking for where King Kai is at. But this is interesting. Another reference to early Dragon Ball. I wonder if there's some sort of unresolved plot point, maybe from Dragon Ball or something, that they're trying to clearly get everyone to think about Dragon Ball a lot. Now, the last time they tried to do this was the beginning of Dragon Ball GT, trying to kind of copy that format, and it didn't work. So I'm going to be curious to see if they're going to try and, bring some, like, main plotline back from Dragon Ball somehow. We'll see with that, though. So Goku finally makes it to King Kai's planet, and King Kai kind of inspects him and tells Goku that he's suffering from delayed onset ki disorder. And King Kai kind of talks to Goku, and he's saying that, it's from overusing his ki, overextending it, like when he was using his Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and, trying to counter Hit's time skip, really working his body and his senses to the max, so it threw everything out of balance. And King Kai says that it probably will pass with a little time, and, Goku shouldn't really try and push it right now with training or trying to work through this, because it might, like, permanently damage his energy and he won't be able to grow stronger. And it is interesting because Goku actually starts to get, like, super worried, and King Kai even says, like, "Oh, wow, this is kind of different seeing you so worried like this." King Kai then suggests that Goku go and spend some time with Pan while he's waiting for his energy to realign or whatever. And Goku, trying to arrive home, just by flying into the house, like trying to fly to the house, he's not able to properly control his energy and like crashes into the house and destroys it. So what they do is they go to stay with Gohan, and Goku will take King Kai's advice and look after Pan. And then we see Gohan and Videl are having lunch with like a professor and his wife, and like they sort of discuss one of Mr. Satan's victories at the world tournament. And I am pleased to see that Gohan is back in his end of Dragon Ball Z like hairstyle, that one where his hair is pointed up. I didn't like the hairstyle that he was rocking so much. The resurrection of Frieza arc. I'm not really feeling that, but what we're looking at here is definitely okay. Now, Gohan gets a call from Goku. So funny, just another thing. Goku with a phone is hilarious. But Goku tells Gohan like everything that's going on. Gohan tells him, it's fine, stay with us, and that he would be back the next day. And we see the little motherfucking knuckleheads, Pilaf, Mai, and Shu, eavesdropping on Gohan's conversation, and they hear what he was talking about. So they're like, oh yeah, here we go. We found some delicious news. Time to really fuck shit up now. And it's like, oh boy, here we fucking go. But then, it cuts back over to Goku, and we see, like, Piccolo's there taking care of Pan, and Piccolo goes to leave, since Goku and Chi-Chi are there now to take care of Pan. And, like, Piccolo, it shows how much he really cares about her, like, going about, like, what Pan should do, like, before bed, what kind of food she likes, how to, properly prepare it. Oh, Pan is not good with strangers. Piccolo's just going on and on about this stuff. And he goes to leave, and then you see him just sort of stop and turn around and start saying more stuff. And it's funny seeing Piccolo, care so much. What a big turn, the great Devil King, King Piccolo from the end of Dragon Ball, now to this, where he's, a big green uncle, I think was what Gohan referred to him once in Dragon Ball Z. That pretty much properly defines what's up with Piccolo right now. Then in the next scene, we see Goku and Piccolo are sitting on Gohan's roof. They've got Pan. And Piccolo seems kind of worried about Goku and asks how he's feeling. And Goku says that he's not even sure if he'd be able to beat Piccolo with the way his energy is right now. And I actually think it's kind of fascinating, but Goku's holding Pan, and she's starting to reach really hard, like, for the stars and stuff. And Goku's like, oh, well, if I was feeling good, I could fly you out there myself. And I'm wondering, like, are they trying to, maybe throw some shade at Dragon Ball GT here with this scene here? Like, Pan reaching for the stars and Goku being like, nope, can't do that. Like, maybe I'm looking too far into it, but it's kind of like, hey, Pan, let's go into space. No, fuck that. We have bad memories of going into space with Pan. So it's like, maybe. Up to this point, I'd have to say I really have been, I've been kind of enjoying this episode, honestly. Something about just seeing Goku, in a more grounded situation. The fact he did raise Gohan, he did at, certain points change diapers and do all this shit. So this is stuff that happened before. But kind of seeing Goku come down from, the fighting with gods and all this craziness, the king of existence and, all these shenanigans. And now just being chillaxing at home with his family. I don't know. For a filler episode, this is not too bad. But that massive butt is coming in looking like Jennifer Lopez here. Of course, can't have a good filler episode. We gotta bring the shit in. So then, of course, we get Emperor Pilaf, Mai, and Shu. And this is basically just one long continuous scene that is like, it's bad. But basically, they start to come up with a plan to kind of kidnap, it seems like, Chi-Chi and Goten. With Goku not having strength, they'll sort of like, blackmail Goku and all this. But Pan actually somehow gets out of the house and shows up in front of them. And it shows a shot of Chi-Chi, Goku, Goten, and Piccolo are all sleeping. And basically, Piccolo wakes up and you hear him like, oh, I told you to keep an eye on her at all times. And so Pilaf and the crew, they get into his, new robot, thing that he's got, and they go to take off. And then Mai reveals that, she still has the baby in her hand. And, like, Pan, I guess, takes a dump in her diaper, and, like, they start freaking out, and they fuck up, and the like the metal suit thing they're in, the robot flies off into space. And it gets really weird because it's like we have this long scene of, Pilaf and Shu and Mai just doing their fucking bullshit. And they end up in space with this robot. And then Pan, seeing that they're in space, gets really excited and powers up, with an aura. And, she breaks the ship and starts flying around, looking like in that same atmosphere, ish place that Goku and Beerus were fighting. Whereas I was theorizing that Goku was able to breathe because of, the newly found godly energy. It looks like, just whatever. In the Dragon Ball universe, they could breathe in this, like, not far distance off into space. Whatever, I'll buy that. But Pan is flying around. Then she flies, Pilaf, Shu, and Mai, who are hanging onto one of her legs. She flies, and they go back through the earth, through the, hot burning atmosphere. Let's just, let's not talk about that anyway. And she just kind of like throws the three fuckers off into the trees and goes back to Gohan's house. And Gohan arrives and says that he didn't take the job, and, Pan calls Goku grandpa and stuff, and it's like, man, the first half of this episode, I was really liking. Then once Emperor Pilaf shows up, it's like, nah, bruh, we're done. Mentally, I'm checking out. I mean, I did like in Dragon Ball, Pilaf is stupid, constantly, dumb villain. He's basically the first villain of the show. But then, like, he fucks up and accidentally unlocks, the ultimate evil, King Piccolo. He's the one who resurrects King Piccolo. Also, by the way, how they call Piccolo the Green One, yet these fuckers know who Piccolo is. So they fucked up. They had released King Piccolo and unleashed this big evil on the world. Like, oh, this minor dumb villain actually fucked up and caused the big bad villain to show up. That was cool. But now, the constant usage of these three is just annoying, and it's very, very, very unnecessary. I don't know what it is about these anime creators. Like, they can't just make a chillaxing filler episode. Here you go. Let's take an example from JoJo. What if we had an episode where Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo are just like having some sort of poker tournament or something? JoJo handles that shit incredibly and makes that shit so good. I feel like a Dragon Ball episode where they're doing something dumb like that could be very fun, and that would count as a filler episode. But like these animators, once it's filler, they really just have to dig deep into that pile of shit, man, and come up with garbage. Like Naruto, oh boy, stay far and clear away from those Naruto fillers. There is not very many diamonds in that rough. And Dragon Ball Super so far is kinda leaning in that direction. We'll see. And then the preview for the next episode looks like there's actually some fighting. Looks like Goku's condition is still carrying over. So it looks like we might have a little bit of a filler arc. I'm guessing right now that Goku might have this condition for a few episodes. Then once his condition is cleared, then we'll probably move on to the next main plot line. But, here we go. Let's get through this filler, because I know there's some good shit coming up soon. I want to get to this, like, ASAP. Let's go.